Ho, ho, ho. Is it Christmas time in September? Because I believe it is. Double doji? Am I looking at a double doji here? I'm looking at a double doji. 2 red candlesticks, basically 2 dojis. Today's not quite a doji, but almost. Little tiny candlesticks, 2 of them, sitting right there at the top of a trend next to each other. Now, for all you Forex traders out there, if you're a veteran Forex trader, you've traded Forex or currency, everybody, well, those that are in the know that a double doji at the top like that is highly, highly tradable and has a very high success rate. Okay? We'll get into that in a little bit. We are looking at upper left-hand corner, September 1st, little after 4 o'clock. The futures market is closed. Look at the E-mini S&P 500 index futures for the month of September 21, which is the current contract that is mostly traded. I traded December contracts, but this is the one we're going to look at for the data. You can see there on the screen today closed at 4522.75. Okay, so whatever, down almost $20 from the high from yesterday. And from yesterday's close, it's down a little bit. I think yesterday's close was, 27, 28, somewhere around there. So it's down, 5-6 points from yesterday. Now, in the upper right-hand part of the screen, you can see there, I got double doji. It's Christmas in September. And then below that, I got the little yellow square around the 2 dojis. And I also mentioned there the cycle low is due September 20th. Now, I don't talk about price when it comes to cycles. Okay, I just stay away from that. So I'm not talking about cycle low and then come behind it at the same time and say, this is how far expected to come down. I don't do that. I don't trade that way. I don't care how much it comes down. I just trade it. And when it's over, then I stop trading that cycle. Or that trend, I should say. Okay? So don't worry about how much it's going to come down. Just know that at the moment, the cycle is projected to be, the cycle low is projected to be at September 20. Okay? It could be early, it could be late. Sometimes they could get what's called, not washed out, but sometimes it can kind of just push through the cycle and extend the cycle. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this as we get closer and closer to the 3rd week of September. It could be a few days early, guys, a week early, a week late, whatever. Okay, this is just kind of a ballpark figure where we think the cycle low is going to be. Doesn't mean it has to hit it right on. Okay, let's look down. Below that, we see I have a yellow circle around the stochastic momentum index. Well, look at it. It's beginning to cross over, right? And you got prices stalling up there with a double red doji. Now, how often do you see a double red doji? Well, if you look on this screen all the way back, I didn't circle it, and maybe I will for this video. I guess I will when I put the video out. I'll make a change. But back there, excuse me, right around June, I don't know, 5th maybe, somewhere around there, 6th, you see a double red doji. Okay? And it did happen to follow a few days later that the price pulled down, but there's a big, huge difference between those 2 dojis back there on June 7th compared to today. Just because you get 2 red dojis doesn't mean that you're going to have a big price decline or even price could go up, depending if you're at the bottom of a trend or top of a trend. What makes these 2 red dojis way more significant than almost any other red dojis we can see for the last year or two is that these 2 red dojis came immediately after a huge return on the Big Daddy forecast just yesterday. Or the day before. I'm sorry, 2 days ago. Yeah. 2 days ago. Yeah. On 8:30 on Monday. Okay? That's the big difference. Okay? So we didn't just get 2 red dojis in any old place. We got 2 red dojis at the top of a trend, or apparently on top of a trend, right after the couple days after the Big Daddy forecast told us, oh my gosh, take notice, because I'm spitting out a huge number. If you didn't watch that video, I'll put it in the description just below this video. You can go watch it. When it returned a big number, if I remember right, it was 459, which may not mean anything to those the uninitiated, but to me, that's a massive number. Okay. Massive number. Now, let's get back to, for those that have traded Forex in the past and have traded this exact scenario, 2 red dojis, how does the trade go? Well, I'm not going to spell out the whole trade and hold everybody's hand and do all that stuff. So I'm just going to verbalize the trade real quick here, okay? When you get this kind of 2 red dojis, Forex traders, what they're going to do is they're going to measure that last doji. They're going to measure it from the top to the bottom. Okay, you can go to your favorite charting software. You can do it online for free, whatever. If you got the TOS platform, just magnify and blow up this part of the screen. Just measure from the top of the doji to the bottom of the top of the candlestick to the bottom of the candlestick. Okay. If the close of tomorrow, or late in the day, but preferably at the close of tomorrow, if the closing price ends up above that red candlestick, above the top wick, just take a long position. Okay, go long. Again, I don't give financial advice. This is educational video only. I'm only going to share with you what I would do. Okay? I got to get the obligatory educational purposes only video, because you know how it is. World full of lawyers, and SEC likes to give everybody a hard time whenever they don't. Oh my gosh, did he just give financial advice? So there's your obligatory educational purposes only video. Now back to, what if it breaks below? What if the close of, and I'm talking about not the SPY, guys. I'm talking about the futures market. After it closes 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, 5 o'clock East Coast Time. Okay? Don't pull from the spider or the SPX. Don't waste your time. Bull crap. Pull from the futures. Okay? So if the futures closes tomorrow or really late in the day, the close is below the bottom of that candlestick, the bottom little bit of wick, like a little tiny bit of wick sticking out. If it closes below that, okay, then you would short. If you want to be real safe, you can use the candlestick from the day before. Okay. That's it. That's what Forex traders do. That's what experienced Forex traders do. And it applies here too. So it doesn't matter which way the market goes tomorrow. This is almost like a shoe-in. That's why I say it's Christmas in September. Because no matter which way the price breaks, there's money to be made on this trade. Okay? But the chances are this price will break to the downside. Okay? Everything suggests, Big Daddy forecast says price is going to go down. Momentum is beginning to roll over. 2 red dojis. 2 little red dojis. Okay? It's like Christmas in September here. So I wouldn't preemptively place any trades. I just wait for confirmation. That's right, I said it, confirmation. For you trolls out there that like to troll my YouTube channel, hey, confirmation. That's because those people don't use confirmation. They don't even know what it is. I bet most of you don't even know what confirmation really is. And I'm not picking on you, okay? I'm not picking on you guys and gals. I'm just telling you need, in my opinion, what I do is I wait for confirmation. Well, what is that? Well, you're seeing it on the screen, right? The momentum's beginning to roll over. I got some type of forecaster pointing down. And I'm going to wait for price tomorrow. If it does pull down, just like I just said, if the price is below, closing below that candlestick, or we see, if we just see like, if the bottom falls out tomorrow, like the candlestick just starts taking off, then I'm not going to wait for the close. I'm going to jump in there and make some money, right? Because remember, this channel is all about making money, where I show everybody my positions and my profits and losses, which, by the way, stick around. I made a little trade today. A really, really small trade on crude oil. You guys all hear me talking about keep it small, keep it small. Guess what? Even I do that. I keep it small, especially in this kind of market. So we'll look at that at the end of the video. No, I didn't trade the S&P 500. Who would? There's nothing to trade. Two little piddly little red candlesticks. You can't trade that. There's nothing to trade there. So we'll wait for tomorrow for confirmation on this. I believe prices are most likely going to come down, but they could go up. You could get Federal Reserve and BlackRock getting in there doing their stupidness like they always do. What they do is, and I've observed this several times now, and as a matter of fact, now I'm talking about this. In a future video, I'm going to talk about dark money. Yes, it's a real thing, and it happens, and it's trackable. We'll talk about dark money. Okay, but not today. But anyway, Federal Reserve and BlackRock, their favorite pals, who are all basically pals with the U.S. Treasury, they're all just one big happy family now. In case you didn't know that, that's what's going on. You got the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury and BlackRock. They're all the same people. They're on the same committees, and they're all just happy campers talking with one another. Yeah, we're going to manipulate the world markets and screw everybody, and basically be nation destroyers and world destroyers, because that's what they do. I won't mention what political party they're from, but yeah, you can all figure that part out. So what I observed is sometimes after the day, the stock market, intraday market closes, SPY, whatever closes, I see prices being manipulated between the close of that and the futures close. Yeah, they love to get in there and do their last little minute dance. But as I said before, you got Japan and other nations, I think it's Switzerland, they buy our shares, U.S. shares, in the open market. That's what they do. They buy a lot of them, or they short them sometimes too. So the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve and BlackRock, they can't control everything, guys. Just so you know. They can't control what Japan's doing. They can't control what Switzerland's doing and other nations that actively buy and sell on our market. That's right, they do that. Lots of it. So they can dump shares when they want to. If they see if they see the two same red candlesticks I'm looking at, what do you think they're going to do? They know BlackRock and the U.S. Treasury and the fake wannabe trying to pretend like they're a federal agency, Federal Reserve, which they're not federal anything. They know that they're playing games. But sometimes it depends on who makes the first move, right? Who's going to make the big first move? Is Japan going to do a big sell-off? Then the Federal Reserve's hands are kind of tied, right? By the way, the Federal Reserve is stuck in a box, guys. They are shoved and painted themselves into a corner. And another future video, I'm going to talk about inflation. It is far worse than people realized. Of course, don't expect the mainstream media, the propaganda outlets, to tell you anything about it. Inflation is off the charts, guys. Home prices increases in the month of July were an all-time 30-year high. And that's just one of many indicators that inflation is completely out of control. We'll save that for maybe tomorrow or the next day. All right. So that's my take on the S&P 500. Two little red dojis telling us a big story that the brakes and the transmission and the wheels on this car could very well be getting ready to clank, bang, fall off. We shall see. Let's take a look at my profit loss trade for the day. There it is. One little trade. I could have gone big today and made big money on this trade, but I just kept it small. Sometimes I just keep things small. One little contract, $89. I was early in the morning. I was busy doing some other stuff. Made my trade, made my $90 for the day. Some days that's the way it is. Okay, you can look at this chart. This is the December contracts for E-micro crude oil. But if you look at the big contracts and the current contracts, which I think are also September, which would just be CL instead of MCL, you'll see pretty much very similar price activity. You'll see the Big Daddy forecast. On this one, you don't see the Big Daddy forecast because this contract is so new. The Big Daddy doesn't have enough history and enough data to really draw a conclusion. That's why you don't see anything there for the Big Daddy forecast, okay? But the momentum is pretty clear, right? It's beginning to roll over. Now this, you can see I got a trailing stop in the middle of the screen. See that trailing stop? The trailing stop, guys and gals, saved my butt today. When I looked at the market, it was declining for the crude oil. I put in my trailing stop. Okay, and then I was busy doing some other stuff, and the market came up big time. It reversed and came up. You know, I don't have it on the screen, but if you want to look at crude oil today, for those that are interested, you'll see that candlestick came way back up. It closed below its open. It's still a red candlestick, but the price came way back up. Imagine if I didn't have my trailing stop in there. You'd be looking at $200, $300, $400 loss. Nobody wants to be in that position, right? You don't want to have you don't want to have an unrealized loss sitting there that's huge. You guys and gals have heard me say it before. For those who've been watching my YouTube channel, for your new people that are watching, lock in your profits. Lock them in. Trailing stop a limit, whatever you need to do, lock it in. Lock in your profits. This is what I did. $90, locked it in. I saved myself aggravation and agony of, stepping away to go get breakfast or whatever, taking phone calls, doing other things in life, mowing the lawn. You know how it is, go grocery shopping. Wash the dishes, do the laundry, like what everybody has to do in life, right? Can't just sit there and look at the screen all day. Trailing stop saved my butt today, guys. Got me out of a position at a nice little profit here of $90. That's how it works. Lock in your profits. Don't be foolish. That's how I do it. Okay? Educational video only. Lock in your profits. Okay? How's that for some education? Once your positions turn profitable, lock in the profits. Okay? Trailing stop it. Be smart. Keep it small. Now, one last thing as I get ready to close this video. For you guys and gals out there that have margin accounts and you've just opened up your futures accounts, or you've had futures enabled, I should say, which is on most brokers by law they have to keep your futures account separate from your main brokerage account. Okay, so on your futures account, and you're a hit miss trader, or you're just getting involved in futures trading, or you've been trading for a while but you don't seem to ever make very much profit. Now you know how to do it. Number one, you've got to be able to forecast the trend. Which way is the pricing going to move? You got to work on it. If you're not successful at it, you got to work on it. Figure it out. Put time into it. You can't guess. You got to hone your skills at figuring out which way the price is going to move. Then wait for confirmation, which means the price actually has moved. It's okay to be a little late in the trend. It's not okay to be too early. You hear me? Everybody hear me? It's okay to be a little late to take a position on a trend that's already moved. It's not okay to be early. If you think the price is going to go up, but the price is still going down, you get in too early, the price could keep going down. You got in too early. The reason I've gone from a really bad trader in my old days and now I'm a much better trader than I was, because I had to learn it. School of hard knocks. So nowadays, yes, I forecast what I believe the price trend is going to do, and then I wait for confirmation. In this case, I waited for the candlesticks to turn red and start going down, and they did. I got the Big Daddy forecast, of course, is an algorithm I use, but you guys and gals out there, you can do it. There are a lot of tools and indicators out there. Use them to your advantage. Okay? If all you're going to use is the stochastic momentum index, and it begins to roll over like you see here on the screen, and the candlestick's turning red, there's your confirmation. It's okay to be a little late. Don't be early. Bad idea. And that's number one. Okay? All what I just talked about is number one. Number two, keep the position small, just like you see me doing here. One little contract. Keep it small. Okay, I know some of you heard this before, but you're going to hear it again. Get really good at making money on one contract positions. Get good at that. Stress-free trading, baby. Small positions, making money. If after everything you've tried, number one and number two that I just mentioned, right? If the price still works against you, cut that thing loose. Stop loss it and get out of there. Don't hang around. It'll come back. No. That's bad idea. That's 99% of people trade that way. Hope is a good thing, I believe in hope. I'm a Christian. Of course, we believe in hope. Okay? But we don't trade on hope. We hope the price is going to move a certain way, but then we confirm that it's moved a certain way, and then we enter into the position. That's how you do it. If it starts working against you, you don't sit there and go, I hope it comes back. Oh, no. No. That's what a lot of you do, right? I bet a lot of you out there just hope it's going to come back. Nah, it's terrible trading. Terrible. Get rid of that old habit. Crush it. In Texas, what we say is we put our boot on the neck of the snake. Put the boot on it. Get rid of that nasty habit. Crush that thing. Get it out of your life. If pricing is moving in the opposite direction of what you thought was going to move after you already did number 1 and 2 and you put all that work in there, you guessed wrong. It happens. Cut it loose. Small losses are a lot better than big ones. Because guess what? If you got 3 small or 4 small losses and you're still honing your skills, when you finally hit that one that goes your way, don't get out early. Wait for it to run its course. Put your trailing stops in there and make the big bucks. You'll recover all those little losses. That's why you keep the losses small. Because it only takes one really good trade to get it all back and then some. All right, that's all I got to say for today. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Make sure you click the little bell to get notified of those videos as I put them out. I think tomorrow's going to be a down day. I think those 2 little red dojis for the S&P 500 are telling us something. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Talk to you all real soon again next time.